One of the questions I get asked the most is, hey Mike, how come our system of government, and passing a bill in particular, is so complicated? And the answer is because the people that founded our system of government were suspicious of government, and they wanted to make it difficult to enact a law. Remember, they had just fought a war against a king. Well, you don't remember, but you probably heard about it, right? They fought a war against a king, and they established this new system of government, a system of government that was purposefully complex, meaning it's difficult to pass a law. And the idea was to have three separate but co-equal branches of government: the judiciary, the executive, and the legislative. The legislative, which is going to be the primary focus of these videos, makes and passes the laws. The executive implements and enforces the laws, and the judiciary interprets the laws. But the main one we're going to talk about is the legislative process. And again, it is a process. It's complex on purpose. It was done to make it difficult to pass a law and also to make sure that we get it right. These are important things. They're going to be the laws that govern all kinds of people, you, me, everybody. We want to make sure it's written as well as it can be written. So each of these steps that we're going to go through is an opportunity for more eyes to be on it and get it right. Everything from typos, and yes, I've seen typos all the way through, it happens, to changes to the law, to more people getting to talk about it, which is an important part of it, to new groups of legislators who hadn't seen it before getting a chance to see it. It's also making sure that you and other members of the public get a chance to see it and comment on it, because that's very important. Each of these steps accomplishes that, so that by the end, hopefully the final product is as good as we can make it be. It doesn't necessarily mean everybody loves it. It doesn't even necessarily mean that it accomplishes everybody's political aims. But it's a compromise product, and it's at least as good as we can make it technically, if not always politically. And that's an important point. You've got to get it right. When they're done with their work, it's got to go over to the executive. The executive's got to understand it and know what he or she is supposed to do with it. It's not just the governor, it's all kinds of agencies. They need to be able to read it, understand what they're supposed to do, and do it. And in those instances where they're not sure what they're supposed to be doing, or they're not sure what the law means, or somebody else thinks they're unsure about the law, that's where the judiciary comes in. You have the ability to go in front of a court and say, hey, I don't know what this law means, or I don't think that the agency or the executive is interpreting this right, or sometimes I don't think the legislature had the power to pass this in the first place. And the court looks at all of that and makes a ruling. And that's basically how the three sort of work together and keep a check and a balance on each other. Legislature passes it, the executive implements it, and the judiciary says whether they can do it in the first place and what the limits of that law are. And if there's ambiguity, what do those terms mean?